Hello, TikTok family. Hello, hello, hello. It's time to start saying hello to some good things like hello, happiness, hello, love, hello, health, hello, joy, hello, abundance, hello, health, hello, prosperity. We are just ready to go. So if you're just coming on, hello. Oh my goodness, this Mercury retrograde was no joke. And then the full moon coming in, it's just like, buckle your seatbelts. Buckle your seatbelts, up your self-care. Went on a walk today with my doggy, called a good friend. Like, what do you guys do to up your self-care? That's what I want to know. Usually I'll go see a movie or treat myself. I bought my flowers. I always buy hydrangeas because the story is my good friend Deanna, her mother, when her mother passed away, these were her favorite flowers. And in honor of Lucy, I buy myself hydrangeas. So if you're just coming on, please say hi, tap the screen, tell me where you're from, and how are you guys doing? This is a time to really hang out with good friends and get people supportive because we're going through, it reminds me of that Frozen song. Hello, Kim. You know that Frozen song? What is it? We're letting a lot of different things go. Hi, Jen. How are you? And my Bluetooth headphones were in the other room. Oh no, it's losing connection. Am I back now? It's gonna freeze. It's freezing. It's freezing. I'm back. I'll be back. Hi, Trish. Sending you and Kim hugs. I was just talking about Mercury retrograde and the full moon, and it just weighing havoc on some of us and shaking us up a little bit. Dina Michelle, how are you? Hello. We're saying hello to all kinds of things. It keeps freezing. I should have known. Again, Mercury retrograde and doing things close to the full moon. So let me do a check here. Gina, Michelle, and Trish, is it freezing for you guys too? When it freezes, I'm like moving like a robot. Do, 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 do. And what's so crazy, it could be, oh, it's not freezing for Trish. It can be freezing on here. It's all good here. Hi, Lisa. And then when I go over to like Instagram or Facebook, it's fine. It was, but it's good now. Yeah, I to read your comments, I had it on dark mode. Oh, good. Yeah. Okay, so I was doing readings the other day on Facebook, and this is an example of like how I give readings and how sometimes it comes through clear and sometimes people are like, what the heck are you talking about? And I don't even know. So I always tell people, once I connect with your energy, I know that I'm hearing a spirit, like to figure out the signs that they're showing me. That's usually smooth, but every once in a while I get a little hiccup. So I'm giving this young lady a reading. Her father's crossed. They show me two. I was like, oh, you have two fathers. Two fathers are crossed over. She's like, no, I just have one. I was like, well, did you have a biological father and a stepfather? She's like, yeah. And I said, are they both crossed? She said, yes. I was like, okay, that's how it works. She's like, okay, got you. And I was like, it's okay. I can sense you're a little bit nervous. Go ahead and take a deep breath. And they keep showing me like something like Auburn or like autumn. And I just keep seeing this over and over again. She's like, no. And I was like, so, like autumn, this time of year, did someone pass? I don't know why. They've never showed me a season before. So I'm thinking it's like either a town that I don't know of. I know there's an Auburn, California, but they just kept showing me that. And she's like, no. So I should tell her some other things. And those were all right, including like, I was like, do you have a child? She's like, yeah. I'm like, did they get stuck in a doggy door or something? And she's like, oh my gosh, yes. Like they're in high school now. But when they were younger, they literally got stuck in a doggy door. She's like, and I said, what's so funny is your dad is showing me like the son would go in and out as a toddler, but the dog wouldn't use it. She's like, that's exactly what happened. So we're like, should we keep it? Like, I don't know. And I was like, okay, so if that's true, I'm going to go back to the autumn or the Auburn. And she's like, wait. And I said, I just keep seeing a street sign. And she's like, that's so funny. Oh, perfect. You're all set. We lived on Autumn Street. she's like, could that be it? And I said, yes. So where I'm thinking it's like, yeah, is it freezing now for you, Jen? So where I was saying like, yes, I got you, Jen, you're all set. So where I was like hicking up on like, it's got to be a name or that time of year, she's like, can it be a street name? Because we grew up on an autumn street. So see how it goes for me. Like I'll see things and sometimes it will hit people and sometimes they're like, I don't know what that means. So when people, oh good, Jen. When people, yeah, right? Hi, Misty, how are you? So this is how it works for me. I know, like I said, once I connect with people, I always set my intention and I know that I have their spirits on the other side. Sometimes what happens is either I'm saying something, I'm interpreting something that they don't know, like the autumn case. And if that's the case, they'll say, well, this happened. And then they're like, was that something? And they're like, yeah. And then I say, then the other thing's true too. I am doing great. Started off like we were talking about Mercury retrograde and the full moon coming. And it really is throwing a lot of people for a bit of a loop, but good changes are coming. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but I kept hearing this while I was doing, before I was preparing to come on here today, is sometimes things start going wrong when you're doing the right thing. It means like sometimes it's like if you set your intention to have a better life and then you get an argument with a best friend and you're like, why did I have a falling out with her? Or you get let go of your job. I always say once you set your intention for good things to happen, everything that's unfolding for you is happening for you, not against you. Although it might feel like things are against us, especially if we are, I just posted something about this before I got on here, especially if we're giving our energy away to a lot of people in our family and we're helping a lot of people, yet we're the one that they call on and they always need help. If there's an abrupt movement around that, that's even something that I've had happen within my family. So just so you know, there are the helpers of the family, and during this time where they are getting a dream to unfold for like a new business or an idea and they're getting creative, they may want to pull back their energy. So if you're going through this, sometimes it's, yes, making the way for good things. I always call it, I like to joke around a little bit too, because it helps to have humor in things, but there is a thing called angel feng shui, and it would be like if you were redoing your home and there was an old lazy boy chair over in the corner that Grandpa Mike used to smoke in, but you don't smoke anymore and you have that chair in your house. You wouldn't want that chair in your house. You would remove that because it no longer matches the energy. And that's what we're talking about with this. And I know that a lot of healers and empaths have a hard time saying no to people just because it's part of our purpose to help people. Yet at the same time, if we're saying yes to everybody else and not ourselves, we will be hit like a wall or feel stuck. And so if you're going through that today, doesn't have to be anything big. That's why I shared, I bought the hydrangeas for myself. I went on a nice walk this morning, talked to a good friend. These are the ways that I up my self-care. It doesn't have to be something big and expensive. It can just be something like that. Yeah, you don't know how to say no. Well, I learned the hard way that I had to start saying no. It just is something that now I don't have this is what I did, Trish. I would say, am I doing this because I want to, or am I doing this because I'm afraid someone's going to be mad at me if I don't? And if it were the latter, then I started to say no, because I found myself in a situation where I was saying yes to a lot of people and my health was suffering, and my mental health. I was getting chronic fatigue syndrome and I was getting very crabby with the people in my life. So try to find a way to up your self-care. And if you can't say no to other people, try to start saying yes to yourself on anything that you need to do to fulfill your spirit. There's libraries around where there's all kinds of free tools, and people will say, I don't have money. It's like, well, you can get a library card, which I didn't know. They have all kinds of like classes, events, and things that are free. They have audiobooks. It's really a great source to keep you busy and doing something in your community. Yeah. Whew, so perfect. Thank you guys for being here. Kim is my moderator today. Yeah, if I don't go on a walk, nobody wants to be around me. I am not myself. Okay, so I am aligning for my energy to start doing readings. Thank you guys for being here. I'm so glad you're here too, Jen. And I can see from your tag that, or your username, that you're a psychic medium, and what a privilege to be able to give you this reading today. So when I do readings as a group, I'll hear kind of staticky energy in the back. And so, hi Roxy, how are you, sunshine? So right now, if Kim is here do we have Kim in the house? No, I'm just kidding. If Kim's here, I'm going to have her pin a comment that says, please don't comment at this time. And I'll pull this little guy down here. Oh, I didn't realize I'm matching my banner almost. I guess it's a pink and purple day, guys. So just right now, I'm going to start giving Jen her reading. So if you guys could do me a favor and hold your comments. And Kim is my moderator today. She's volunteering her time. Please give her a follow because she just does this because she wants to volunteer. So thank you. So Jen, thank you for being here. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and start your reading, sweetheart. And the way I like to do it when I do a group reading is to see who you want to hear from today. I don't need to know their name. I just need to know who they are to you. Trouble pinning, that's okay. And I'm wondering if your dad is crossed or something, because you have a lot of, oh, that's it. She's like my dad. I usually want somebody to give me somebody, but I feel a male energy around you. And do you have now your name is J, so starts with a J, so that's throwing me off. But did your dad also have a J name, like Jim or John? Because I'm channeling and I see another J name, here or crossed. And can I ask you, did your dad smoke? Because I taste smoke in my mouth, like somebody smokes cigarettes. That's okay, just put it to the side. I keep seeing a J, here or crossed. That's all right. And then back to that. We both did. Okay, the smoking. Yep, that's coming through too. And it can also be that someone is a junior. If I keep seeing the J, even though we are talking about there isn't another J name, when they show me junior, it's a way of showing me someone's named after somebody, okay? And yeah, keep in mind, this can be somebody that you knew in your family bloodline and someone that you didn't know, because he's wanting me to explain this really quick. When people cross over, they look at their life, they do a life review, and they're either happy of their life or they're not. If someone changed, had a habit, if they were an alcoholic or left the family, hold on one second, or went MIA, that changed the trajectory of your life. So that's who would be coming through too. This is like, yeah, who's John to you? His brother, my uncle. Thank you. Yep, that's it. So that's how dad would come through, show me smoking, and mention someone named John or Jim. Yep, here or cross. That's his way to show me that as well. Was your dad in the service or something like that? I feel like I want to salute him. So I don't know if he was, that usually means that someone was in the service, because I want to do that. And are you the only girl? Yes. Okay. Thank you. It goes like that. And then are you the only girl? Are you the only one in your family to do what you're doing? There's something about, he said, you're the only one. So the question was, are you the only girl? You said no. Are you the only one that does what you're doing? I'm so glad I'm giving you this reading. Yes, only me. Because he's like, she's the only one. Okay. And so this is where, yes. Yeah. Okay. I understand. Thank you, sir. He's like, everybody else had that straight and narrow path. And you're like, this isn't going to work for me. And I don't know if you thought about writing a book or if you do automatic writing, but when I do readings, I scribble. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. I'm just scribbling. But I just keep seeing you do that. Have you ever done channeling, like automatic writing or something? I'm weird, LOL. Yes, I will finish a book. Yes. Okay. And you do scribbles too. Okay, thank you. because he was like showing me that. Okay, hold on. Thank you. And he keeps showing me the number 7. So I don't know if he passed away 7 years ago or if someone's birthday is in July or their day of passing. But I keep seeing 7. It made me feel like 7 years, but that's okay. He's consistent with the 7. Did you also take care of him before he passed away? Because he keeps saying thank you. Is someone really into motorcycles? I'm trying to give you this reading and I swear I hear a motorcycle engine. Boom, boom, like either that or like race. I wouldn't know what kind of cars those are. I don't know my cars. It's a motorcycle or a loud car that like how they remove the muffler or something like that. Like it's supposed to be loud. The day I left the hospital when I saw him leave his body, January 7th. He built motorcycles. Okay. He built a motorcycle. There's Dad. I'm telling you, such a sweet guy. Such a sweet guy. There's something, okay, I will, yes, I understand. You understand how you helped him pass, right? Because he says thank you. And so whenever that happens, it's like somebody came and they did Reiki, or they were holding hands for me, or they were saying prayers. It's all the same to me. I won't know the actual term for it of what you were doing, but he tells me that you helped comfort him. He's pushy. I helped him, all of it. Okay, thank you. Yes. Because as strong as it, I don't know if he was a jock or why he said that, but as strong as he was very scared to pass away. And was his mom crossed over before he left? Because there's a woman that joined him on the other side too. Do you know somebody named Josephine or something? I'm trying to give you this reading, so I don't know if there's also a Joe or Josephine. But he does say thank you. Thank you for helping him cross. He was very scared. As strong as he looked, a lot of people wouldn't have understood that, but you understood. Yes, his mom and dad both. Yes. And his dad was Joe. Thank you. There we go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I love it. They're all Josephine. He was so scared. And everybody else, they couldn't feel that. It's almost like yes, it was hard for you. Yes, I understand. Dad, thank you. You're coming through so clear for your girl. Thank you. He's telling me that you're the one who had to stay level-headed because the rest of the family kept being reactionary and you had to stay proactive. And that was very hard for you. Yes, and they were all disconnected. But he says they were running around like chickens with their head cut off towards the end. Like nobody knew how to handle this. Yeah. So not only did you have to deal with your pops, I don't know if you call them pops, if I feel like I want to call them pops passing, you did this all on your own. Yes, exactly. So as he comes through, it makes me feel so emotional because you've had your fair share of things happening that were not so fair to you. Does that make sense to you when he says that? And it's not easy when you've been bullied by your own family or they put you down, but then they want the help. I just keep seeing that. And I don't know why I keep hearing this. You know, there's this song. Yes. Okay. There's this song. It goes, knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me. I keep hearing something 3 times, something 3 times. So, okay. He did knock 3 times. There's something 3 times I keep hearing it. And there was a situation on Jimmy Fallon where when his mom passed away, she would squeeze his hands 3 times. I love you. And then they would squeeze it back 3 times. I love you, or something like that. Oh, he was mean. Oh my gosh. Okay. So he bullied you. Okay. So remember I said sometimes people come through and if they did something or didn't do something, I can tell you right now, his spirit is completely different to how he was here. He told me, I love you 3 times before he died. Yes. Jen. Yes, because he's like, I love you 3 times. And then, yeah, before he passed away. Okay. Yes. It's like he can see clearly now, that song. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. But his soul is so sorrowful, but very stubborn when he was here. And he's like, I feel like as much as he looked like he was strong, a strong man and very stubborn here, I feel like a lot of his choices were based on fear. I don't know if that makes sense to you. And is there like a Max or Matthew? There's an MA name trying to come through too when I'm trying to talk to him. I understand, sir. When he did a life review, he looked at his life like a movie played out, and he regressed. He regressed to almost, he looks like an 8-year-old to me. So he is very, he regressed to when he was younger. But he mimicked a lot of what he knew, but that doesn't make it right. He says, but you're the one who's the chain breaker in the family. Does that make sense? This is off the subject, but does someone have migraines so bad that they have to get Botox or something? That's like so in left field. I'm like trying to give you this reading. I keep seeing skin pinched and it feels like Botox. He showed me our past lives and my dreams after. Yes, this is making sense. Okay. Yes. So as someone crosses over and they weren't here to help you at that time, when they cross over, it's their karma, migraines of a friend that's alive. Yes. For some reason, I just kept seeing it. So I don't know if they've been talking to her about getting Botox on it. There's, I don't know her name on here, something Oz. She mentioned that. I just kept seeing someone that gets migraines so bad that they have to have Botox, which is a very specific thing. So this is just their way of saying that they know who's around you. And there is an MA name coming through. So I thought it was a man, but that's okay. You feel her always. Okay, perfect. Yeah. No, to be very empathic. So you're going from a place of like, how do you want to say that, Dad? It's like you were waiting for a team, waiting for people to help you, waiting. Yeah, MA may be her. Oh, okay. Okay, that's why then, because I saw the MA name and then they're like migraines, Botox. Okay, see the thing that you were just going to say. You were in a holding pattern. Your dad said, I'm waiting for my team. I'm waiting. And he's like, you're standing in your power. You're no longer waiting. Do you understand what he's trying to say? And you are more courageous than he could have ever been, he says. He should have got help for a lot of his mental problems, and they were geared towards you for some reason because you were the light worker in the family. So you have a lot of changes on your shoulders. I don't know if you see 555 all the time, like buckle your seatbelt, you're going through a big life change, but you're literally going through a 180. Couldn't do it when he was alive. Catholic. Yep. Hello. That's it. Yes. And if they're Irish Catholic, OMFG. Do you understand what he's talking about? As long as this is making sense to you. 555 was when he passed away. Oh my gosh, honey. I hope you do write a book because this is amazing. And I understand that even if we're a psychic or a medium, we're still human. We're human first. So there's a lot of human emotions that come with all of that. Do you know what I mean? You see it everywhere. That's why he's trying to show you. Can you tell me the other thing, sir? Now, this is something different. They'll show me food and candy, but you ever eat those coffee candies? I taste coffee in my mouth, so I don't know if you're drinking coffee right now, but it wasn't just coffee. It was like coffee caramel. And there's actually these coffee flavored candies. I don't know if that's making any sense to you. I don't know if he ate those, you ate those. I'm trying to give you this reading, and then all of a sudden I start to, You're braver than he ever could be. You're braver than he ever could be. And you're doing this for the right reasons. Hard candies were his things. Yes, in the can. Thank you. I think these came in like a thing like that. Thank you. Say the thing that you were just going to say, sweetheart. Is there an October reference with you? Being someone's day of passing, or are you born in October? I'm literally hearing that song Aquarius. I don't know why. Do you also do astrology or something? Can you ask him a question? Tisha's birthday is in October, my sister. Okay, yes. Yes. Okay, that's why I'm seeing that. And I know we're in the age of Aquarius, right? Gold coins, okay. I always just go with my first hit. So he collected gold coins. I'm assuming you guys can't find them. This is one of those things like where people hide things, and the first thing that I saw was it looked like under a floorboard. Like I feel like I'm moving up a floorboard. So this can also be somebody's basement. I used to live in California, and now I'm in Oregon. A lot of people don't have basements here. Did you guys grow up back east or something? Is that from Nebraska? And we had a basement in Nebraska because there's tornadoes. Yes, okay. Oh, Indiana, yep. Yep. You know that song, Gary, Indiana, Indiana. Okay, come on, Dad. It feels like a floorboard, and it feels like a crawl space. Do you guys still have the house where he was? This is totally random, but does someone live in 611 something? I keep hearing 611. Can't imagine someone was that tall. Okay, this is so weird. I keep hearing that all day. I'm all, what? So spirits follow me around and it will land somewhere. 1624, what is that to you? Is that an address? Okay, cool. So that's close enough to me that it's an address and it starts with a 16. Was that your family home? It's either got to be a crawl space. I asked him if it could be a shed with a dirt floor. No. Is there something, property or something on top of it? Yes. Okay. I see dirt. I see a house. I feel like I'm lifting up something, like it's a loose floorboard. You know, this is tricky things that the grandparents used to do back in the day, like hide money in coffee cans. Do you know what I mean? He feels like that to me. It could be a porch with a floorboard underneath, crawl space of a house where you lift it up and it's got dirt. That's okay. Yeah. Let me step back and see if there's anything else. All right. I ask him anything else and he keeps showing, okay, good. Yeah, look there. He keeps showing me, it's funny too, because at Christmas time, I think the new Willy Wonka movie is coming out and you're talking about gold coins and that's like the golden ticket. He just keeps saying, yeah, I understand, sir. I'll tell her that it's the tables are turning in your favor. So for so long when you were like, I'll do the right thing by the family, and then the wrong thing kept coming up, and yet then you were getting blamed for things, yet at the end of the day when people needed things to fix, you're like, they called on you. Do you know what I mean? Because with your intuitiveness and your empath, being an empath, you were just the person to come. You intuitively knew what to do, yet there was no like thank you for that or recognizing, because then it was like you put out that fire and people wanted you to help them with the next thing. So he's making me feel like everything that you did for the family that went, oh, did you parent yourself also? Parenting yourself, bringing yourself up where it looked like such hard, right? Never any thank you back. He's making me feel like it's his job to turn the karma in your favor. He's like showing me this wheel and he's just pulling. True, all unnoticed, yeah. And he's like, it's almost like opening a dam. So I don't know if you have a dam by you or running water, or why he's using this as an analogy. But it's like, you know how they hold the dam back and it looks dry? And he's like, it's an illusion that it's dry, that things are drying out. And he just keeps turning this wheel in your favor. That's how he says. And the flow's going to come. And then when it does, all those people who were vile to you and not wanting are going to come back. Don't let them back. You have a big heart, sweetheart. Please don't let them come back. You remind me, back in the day, I loved Doreen Virtue when she used to teach about angels, and some of it I left behind, but there was a handful of things that she shared with us, and you feel like so much like an indigo child, where you know what you know, and you just know it. You don't know how you know it, but you know it. So some people hear, feel, and see things. You're like a indigo and a wise one. You just know it. You're like, I don't know how I know it. I just know it. He was talking about exploding in your work. Oh my goodness, off the charts for the last 3 months. Yes. So now you're understanding. No one taught you. Nope. It's just something. Look up wise one, because they just know what they know and they don't know how they know. Yet indigos look tough on the outside, but they're really soft. And so their feelings get hurt a lot, but people don't comfort them because they think they're strong and they're going to be fine by themselves. So really know that now is your time for receiving. So even if we have like just one good friend who has our back, like one comrade, your dad's like Batman Robin partner in crime, just one person who helps us. It's usually from, yes, that's you. Yep. It's like a soul family that comes to help us. And so there is going to be a time, it's like pretty close to December, he shows me, where you're going to be able to put your guard down around the right people. And I just feel like when I said that, felt like such relief, because it's like you've had to, you know that saying, I'm like a boxer, I have to keep my gloves up. And it makes me really emotional. I want to give you a hug, because it's almost like you've been fighting and protecting yourself for a really long time. But there is a forewarning of all those people. They were vile. They were vile to you. I just keep hearing that word. I call them like psychic vampires when they send you word vomit via text and stuff. Yes. So this is your time is coming for, I almost want to say softness, soft and gentle. It's already been hard and kind of like a battle for you. For I think a lot of light workers would resonate with your journey. It's a big dream of mine to get a lot of light workers together and create kind of like a Hogwarts for Harry Potter, so to speak, because I feel like more than ever with the age of Aquarius, we're all missing that support. Divine community, feminine coming in, which is why I think I kept hearing age of Aquarius. I kept hearing that. So I am pulling back a little bit. Just know for your guides and everything, I keep hearing like thumbs up to the channeling, everything that you're doing. This is a time where you have to motivate yourself, like no one's coming to help. And you might feel kind of isolated at this time, and don't let that doubt seep in. This is you're doing what you were meant to do. I would advise you to look up somebody, it's Carolyn Myss or Mace, Carolyn Myss. She has a book called Archetypes, and I feel like you remind me of her energy. Like she's very direct with her readings. Yeah, I would love that. And Cheryl, you might be muted, but thank you for saying that. Yeah, we need it. We need a Hogwarts. We need that. We need to get light workers together. Thank you, Cheryl. I'll be able to take a break, and you're only muted for 5 seconds, so I appreciate you being here. You're on the right track, sweetheart. Just keep going. You're not going to always have to do this. Miss, M-Y-S-S, Carolyn Myss. If you look up, I'm dyslexic, so I'm trying my best. I think it's M-Y-S-S, and she wrote, it's like an archetype book. It's one of the first books that I wrote, and I'm dyslexic, so it was really hard to read. Probably only finished 2 chapters before I went through a massive awakening. But she's very direct in her readings because she says, I'm not here to sugarcoat anything for you. I just keep hearing, in a good way, I keep hearing you're like that. So people get what they get. You're like, I'm not going to tell you anything foofy. I'm very direct. If this isn't your style, you probably want to go to someone else. But those people like you because they know that they're getting a good reading. Do you understand? Is this making any sense? Yeah, you're like that. That's what I'm trying to say. Like someone was like for an example, and I'm kind of pulling back from your reading, so just want to share this story. She's so funny. She was like at very authentic and high integrity. She was at this, I used to go to the I Can Do It conference with like Louise Hay and everything when she was alive. R.I.P. Louise, she's so good. And Carolyn was giving a speech, and she's like, one person's like, I'm trying to channel more. Should I be vegan? And she goes, excuse my language, but she's like, eat a fucking hot dog if you want. Like, she's like, I don't understand what's going on with the healing world. And I busted out laughing so hard. I love Louise Hay because everybody else was like, I should eat a certain way if I'm in a channel, or I heard cheese blocks your third eye, so I can't eat that. And she was like, use intuitive eating. If you want a freaking hot dog, go eat a hot dog. She's like, I'm so tired of people coming up with certain ways that you have to eat to be intuitive. I was rolling. So she's just very, she's just very, she's very direct. She's like, if that's me, I never meditate. Oh, and it's true. It's like we all have this gift, and this is what works for me. It may not work for you. She's like, you're not going to die if you eat a hot dog. Do you know what I mean? That was her example. And I just thought it was so funny. But she also says that she's so direct because she's seen a lot of people, healers in particular, get burnt out and just try certain things. And you eat hot dogs, yeah, which is why I saw that at the end of your reading. It's like, eat a freaking hot dog if you want to eat a hot dog. I eat meat. I eat cheese. I'm still channeling. It's not blocking my third eye. But for someone else, they may be lactose intolerant. So I would never tell anybody, eat this way, or I eat this so you can. It's like, just do intuitive eating. Like, what are you craving? What do you like? That's probably what you should have. I can say, though, as a reader, you don't want to go into it dehydrated because you will get the biggest headache. So that's one advice that I give people. But anything else, it's like you're good to go. Jen, thank you for allowing me to give you this reading today. I'm so glad he came through. Oh my gosh. And as I pull back, I keep hearing a name like Glenn. So I don't know if somebody's name is Glenn in this room or if that belongs to you, but I'm just pulling back. You're welcome. Oh my gosh, with the 555 and I love you 3 times, and the Uncle John, like he's good. He's around you. He's helping you where he couldn't hear. He's helping you. That's great. No, Glenn, that's okay. Whew. How is everybody? Thanks, Kim. Cheryl, thank you for hanging out. My goodness. Yeah. a lot of us are on this journey where we're just creating things and there's really no one who's keeping us motivated. So if you guys are on that path, I'm here for you. Hi, Scorpio. How are you, sunshine? We have to like motivate ourselves, and it's not always easy not to have someone say, just keep going, just keep going. My cousin's husband is Glenn. His dad passed a couple years ago. Yeah, that's would be why, because they were like, Glenn, like I got somebody popping in. Really quick, you guys, I'm going to take just a 5-minute break and I'll be right back. I've got to powder my nose. Speaking of staying hydrated for readings, I drank so much water and I'm going to get some tea, okay? But talk amongst yourselves and say hello, and I will be right back. You'll probably hear my dog snoring because that's what they do in my office. Water, water, water. Yeah, gosh, as a reader, I drink so much water. Yes, the Hogwarts. Perfect. Thank you, Jen. Thank you. I'm going to give you a follow. Am I not following you? How can I not click on it? I'm going to follow you right back. There we go. Whew. Okay. So thank you guys for being here. Do you have any questions about signs or how this works? Kim, thanks for moderating. I've always been spiritual, could see auras as a child. Yes, tell about, yes. So, until you were 10 years old? I have a sister like that too. Yes, Tay, list is open. I love the 1111. So I have a sister that didn't know that she could see those and didn't know to tell anybody else because she didn't know they couldn't see them. So until she watched a movie, she was like, oh, I see that. I see that around people. And my mom was a big person on visions. We lived in Nebraska and she was like, we're going to live in California one day. And all of her relatives were from the farm. And they were like, you can't move to California. There'll be an earthquake and you'll fall into the middle of the world, Earth. It's like everything's going to crack open and there's drugs in California. My mom's like, oh gosh. So we ended up in California. She was the only one who moved off the farm. Knowledge is always passed down in my family, but when our religion changed it, it was stopped. Yes, that's one thing too. So my mom was devout Catholic, so we went to church all the time. And when I opened up my gift, she was very open to this because she also saw visions everywhere as well. So she was very open to being intuitive. Her and my dad were always intrigued about it. So I never got like shamed for it, thank goodness, especially from my mom who saw a vision. So I'm an Aries, she was an Aries. Yeah, no worries. I answered the question. Thanks. So Tay, if you want a reading, I could do your reading next, sweetheart. But it's so fun just to chat and hang out with you all also. If you're looking for energy like this, I do have, I keep calling it webinar, but it's a day. It's just a day of doing readings and me answering questions and kind of talking about how this works for me, how I get ready. It's like what I do on here, but more in depth. Talk about the self-care that it takes to do my readings, the little skills that I have that I've developed. I've been doing readings now for 20 years. I've had my business for 2 decades now. Woohoo! And yeah, and I've traveled all over the world, to Hawaii, to Australia, to learn this gift, to Ireland. And so I've spent thousands of dollars on my training too, just because I did have it naturally, but I wanted to perfect my skill and learn tools how to start it and stop it and how to be a better reader. And so the class is $35 and it's for 2 hours. You can double click on my link tree and it will take you over there. And I'm just going to be talking, kind of like educating people on how to do this. And then I'm going to be bringing people in for readings too. So I will do random readings. Not everybody's going to get a reading from it, but I do randomly pull people from the group to do readings for. So it's going to be a wonderful day of just bringing light workers together. So if you guys like this type of atmosphere, it's going to be like that. I would love that, Jen. Thank you so much. I know, Scorpio, I'm so excited to see you there. I'm sure your mom's going to come through. This year I had a massive growth. First clairaudient experience a few weeks ago, yes, but nothing since. I find automatic writing really helps. And you might want to come to our event. I'll share some more skills on there. But one of the things that I always start off before my readings is I make sure that I am connected to a divine source. It's very important to me. So for me, for my readings, I always say, God and angels, please show me what I need to know about. And then I say the name of that person. And then all of a sudden it starts to open up. The only thing is my biggest challenge is to figure out what they're showing me, because it's like playing charades. Some things I'll hear kind of clear, but when I say I hear them, I don't hear them as clear as I hear you guys. And so how I always describe it is they take my experiences and they'll say, Julie, it's close to something like this. And I'll say, oh, okay, they're showing me this. Every time my gift went away, it was because my chakras were closed for whatever reason. Yeah, I agree. If we're going through situations of, I know for me, just this might be TMI or just trigger warning for anybody. I went through a lot of challenges when I was growing up. I'll just put it that way, because I had an alcoholic parent. So it wasn't the safest environment to be in. And so to shut down my feelings and shut down that to protect myself, like a lot of us do, we numb ourselves when we're dealing with issues. And I've had to see lots of counseling to help me like feel more, to feel my, and to understand where that numbness is coming from. Why am I closing off? And then the other thing, I don't know if this has worked out for you too, Jen, and to bring that up, what is your name, sweetheart? Cheryl, or anybody else on here. I've had to do past life regressions. There's a couple times where I like had so much anxiety to do a reading that I could not do the reading. And it wasn't just out of fear or a little bit of nervousness. It was like someone in my family is going to get taken from me if I do this reading. And I was like worried about their safety, which made no sense. And so I've had to do a couple, I've done 4 or 5 past life regressions. Yes, I heard many light workers have a tough upbringing. Yes, you did too. So it's like counseling, past life regressions. And the way I know I need a past life regression, it's frozen. Is it frozen for everybody? The way I know I need a past life regression is if oh, okay. No, I'm good. You might need to go out and come back in. Oh, thank you. Caitlin went to Dutch Brothers. Thank you, Caitlin. Yeah, Nolan. Caitlin and Nolan went to Dutch Brothers, you guys. So I have my water, but I also have my caffeine. Oh, and it says love abounds. Nolan, He's gonna come in for a paw reading. Nolan, do you have any advice for everybody?
No, but I went into Dutch Bro,
Yeah?
and usually they give me 2 biscuit treats, but there was a new person and they gave me whipped cream. I don't like whipped cream. I'm lactose
Poor
tolerant.
sweetie.
So they know I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh, that's awful.
So I did a few look of it and then I said, oh, I said, sick of this.
You need a redo. Oh,
Yeah.
sweetheart,
I
look
need
at
to
that
go
face.
again. My life is really hard. Feel very sad for me. Feel very sad for me.
Yeah. So Caitlin and I live together.
I'm also very humble. Okay? I'm very humble because I'm very cute. Okay?
You are.
I think he knows what humble
You
means.
look so sleepy today, Noe.
That exhausted him.
Yeah. So the other day, this is so cute. Do you guys live by a Dutch Brothers? Just for fun to talk about. They had National Dog Day where they gave bandanas to dogs. It was so cute. So we went there. Jen's doing a hot dog gift. Thank you.
That's really nice.
They look like this. They're so cute. They just have like Dutch Brothers is really good at like marketing and things like that. But it says like Pep Dutch. And I know this is backwards, but it's just fun. And every first Wednesday of the month they have stickers. Caitlin, I really appreciate that. Thank you guys. Jen, you're cracking me up. Yeah, look up Carolyn. I think it's Miss Mace, MYSS. She's like, you want to eat a freaking hot dog and do readings? Eat a hot dog. It does not matter. And Jen's like, I actually eat hot dogs. You've never heard of them? Scorpio, 1-1, where do you live? Oh, here comes Nolan with his bandana.
You better work.
Let's
Cover
see.
Girl. Work it, girl. Give
Oh
it
my
twirl.
goodness.
Do your thing.
Woo.
Get the purple thing on my face.
Yeah.
Supermodel, work it, girl. What tea you got?
I get the Paris
What's your
tea.
lips? And mile for the camera. Work. Cover girl. Work it, girl.
You okay?
Give it twirl. Sashay. Sashay.
Nolan, you got some moves, honey.
Hair to the left. Work. Don't touch it.
Okay.
It's Prada. Don't touch
You
it.
guys help me.
That's my
I feel
Prada.
like Nolan didn't get any treats. He's going to eat my head. So he's actually a Frenchton. He's half French Bulldog and half Boston Terrier. You got to feed the chickens. I'll see you later, alligator. Thank you for joining us. Cheryl, is the UK wondering if your event... Oh, if your event will be online. Yes, it's via Zoom. So you can double-click my bio. Whoops, let me move it over to the side. You can double-click my bio right there, and it will take you to my website. And then, yes, then I'll send you the link. No, they're not on the East Coast. Oh, they'll be there soon enough. This is like, I don't know how to describe it. It's called Paris tea. And it's a black tea with a hint of blueberry.
I dream a time go by. When hope will hide life we're living. I dream that love would never die. I dream. Okay, that didn't know. I'm all
This is the Nolan show. Let us know if you guys want a Nolan show. Oh my gosh. So it's cracking me up. Love a dog that can sing musicals. So here's the thing. She went to Irvine to visit some family, and he was here with me, and I was like, he was so quiet when you're gone, but she makes him talk. So he wasn't really quiet. Do you kind of understand what I'm saying? But one of the things is, like, she's the best manifester. So we were thinking about getting together one time, and it's 555 right now, your time. Make a wish, everybody. And 555 means buckle your seatbelt. You're about to go through a major life change. So I don't think there's a coincidence. And there's 11 people in here. So it's 11, where it's like 111. Watch your thoughts. Whatever you're trying to create is coming to fruition. If you don't like what you're creating, then erase it and like replace it with something else. So numbers do mean something. But she did a screenshot on her laptop of the dog she wanted. And then like randomly, I had forgotten about that, but she's like, this is the dog I want, because she's always wanted to have a pig. I have a feeling someone on here wanted a pig too. And she's like, but these dogs are close to that. We had a boxer with like the nose that was similar. So that's why she picked out him. But she had done a screenshot of the dog she wanted, including like the little thing on his forehead, the little white mark. And I went on eBay one day and found him on there. And he was so darn cute. And she's like, this is the picture and this is the dog that you found. And so we went up and we got him the next day. But he's a Frenchton. It's like half French Bulldog, half Boston Terrier.
Yeah. Stuffed animal from when I was little.
She's had this pig stuffed animal since she was little. So she's like, I want a pig. She's always wanted a pig. But she used to call us, what'd you say? Keep Kibby? Like, keep Kibby, my pink piggy? Yeah.
Nolan does not like.
Nolan does not like. Well, don't do it so close to the stand. He's gonna jump. Woo. So how are you guys doing? Aside from doing readings, I do like to check in with you guys to see how did you get through this Mercury retrograde. Of course, I have 2 spaces open for readings if anybody wants one. Tay, if you're still here, I have that. But let's chat, because that was something crazy. When Mercury retrograde first started, I got up, took a shower, ran my errands. I came home at like 1. I was telling Kim, because we text every day. I slept like all day. I got up, I ate dinner, I took the dog out to go to the bathroom. I came back and I must have slept 12 hours. So whatever's going on with this other change, oh my gosh. It's crazy. I wish we all were together right now having Dutch Brothers. A little circle, little tea. Yeah, this one's perfect. This one is perfect. And Kim does sell gems. So if there's anything that we need, I got you, Take. Thanks. Yes, it feels like a roller coaster for me. Same. And like as healers, we know, ground yourself, eat better, go see your counselor. We're doing the check, like right before. It feels like the analogy of like right before you get in a car, adjust your rear view mirror, put your seatbelt on. And it's like, no, still not working. I guess the only thing I could do is sleep. And Linda, who moderates for me on here, sometimes she was saying the same thing up until 2 nights ago. She's like, Julie, I always have energy. She's like, I laid with my dogs all day. I'm like, sometimes it's just what we got to do. Right? If we got to rest, we've got to rest. I'm awesome. My daughter's empathetic. Oh, and it's kicking in. Yes. So to bring back what you were saying about your family had this, Roxy, and Tay, I'll be with you in 1 second. I'm just sipping some tea, saying hi to people, but you are the next reading. Thank you. Yeah, what you were saying before, Roxy, about your family having this, and then the religion kicked in, and then there was the guilt, so people stopped. I know that's true for a lot of people. Thank goodness in my family, my parents were so open to that they never really made me feel guilty for that part of it. And I don't go to church religiously anymore, but I've always been drawn to Mother Mary. Hi, Jan. I've always been so drawn to working with Mother Mary. So I live in Oregon now, but I used to live in Campbell, California, and we had this Mother Mary shrine, and I went there all the time. So there's certain things I kept from that feel good to me. And then the judgment and the other stuff I put to the side, because I don't like the judgment. My family ignored my voice. Yes. And many light workers, we were talking about this before, grew up in a dysfunctional family where we couldn't trust what the people around us were saying. So we really had to trust our intuition and people's actions. And so we have a hypersensitivity. So I know I had this gift since I was 5, but perfecting it was being around a lot of people who I really can trust what they were saying. I had to go more my intuition to navigate myself through that. And I think that's where the counseling that Jen and I were talking about earlier comes in too. If that makes any sense. Well, you're welcome to use your voice now, Roxy. We want to hear you loud and clear. And one of the coaches that I had when I was going through this, she said, get a microphone, Julie. Even if you have a class of 5 people, get a microphone and a little speaker and start using your voice. It really helps. It really helps. You're welcome, honey. Yeah. It's safe for me to be powerful. This is our throat chakra, right? Safe for me to be powerful. It's safe for me to speak my truth. It's all right there. Perfect. Thank you. Well, thank you guys for being here. I am going to start adjusting myself to Tay's reading. Yes, black sheep in the family. That's why when Kim and I were talking about the September 24th event, that's what we were talking about. We just want to there's a calling to get people together. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and adjust to Tay's energy. I'm going to ask you guys to go ahead and please stop talking at this time because I can feel I'm being pulled to her. Thank you for being here. I'll do her reading and then I will take a break and say hello. Yeah, perfect. Tay, thank you for being so patient. And when I do group readings, Tay, are you on here? The way I like to do it, because I hear a lot of static, is to see, thank you, sweetheart, who you want to hear from today. I don't need to know their name. I just need to know who they are to you. And sometimes it's interesting because I'll get like all moms or all dads, and I feel so like masculine energy coming through for everybody today. And I'm so glad you're getting this reading. Yeah, I don't want you to feel so alone, Tay-Tay. Thanks, Kim. Now the pinning's working. Kim and I talk about this app all the time. Open to anyone. I have 2 people in mind. Grandpa is the first person to come through. I was just going to say, whenever I get like a father figure and a grandfather comes through, that's how I know. Is anybody really good with kids, or somebody a teacher? I feel like they have a gift in working with kids. It's like, hold on one second. Did anybody have like liver failure or sepsis? Something wrong with their liver? Yeah, it can also be like kidney dialysis. I think that's from my kidneys and liver hurt so bad when I'm trying to do this reading for you. He had lung cancer. Okay, no, just put that to the side. There's like somebody with kidney issues. That's okay. That's okay. 95% of what I read should make sense. The other part put to the side. Usually if someone's showing me another grandpa pasture, yes. Okay, thank you. Yeah. If people have sepsis or they show me something like that, it's usually because they drank. So if you have someone who is an alcoholic and they passed and they don't know how, then that's how they would be coming through. And here's the thing. Sometimes it's like, well, yes, he did. Thank you. This is the good grandfather. I want to hear from him. The other one's coming through. And the reason why is, let me explain this. When spirits look at their life, and when they cross over, they look at their life like a movie theater. And if they had an action, like drinking, or an inaction, like they went MIA or they had neglect, they will come forward. And they're not the person that they were when they, and did he not have teeth or something? I'm trying to give you this reading and I all of a sudden feel like I'm taking out my teeth. Yes, he did. You're cracking up. Okay. Does someone love horses? I'm trying to ask. He had a lot of issues with his teeth. Thank you. Thank you. So that would be why the other grandfather that you're like, I don't want to hear from him. This was my favorite grandfather. I want to hear from him. That's why they're both coming forward. And they're always regressing. They're never how they were here. They're not a tyrant. They're not volatile. They are just, many of them, if they were alcoholics or abusive in some way, or alcoholic and had neglect, they usually come back and they show me themselves around 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, back when they were innocent before this all started to affect them. Who's the one? Are you good with kids? Are you, I don't want to call you immature, but are you kind of childlike? Does that make sense to you when I say that? Do you know that movie Click with Adam Sandler? The grandfather plays tricks with him and has the quarter. He's like, you got the quarter behind your ear. I keep seeing quarters around one of your grandparents, grandfathers. So I don't know if they collected coins or if they actually did you got a quarter behind your ear, but I keep hearing that. It's the movie Click with Adam Sandler. I just keep seeing that episode. He was goofy that way. Yes. Okay, thank you. So if he shows me that in a reading and he's like, you got a quarter behind your ear. If you're walking by your car, I understand. I'll tell her that too. Someone loved horses. This is the third time. I don't know if someone gambled on horses, someone liked horses, but I'm trying to give you this reading and there are horses. So I don't know if that's you. Now I hear wild horses can drag me away. So I know there's a horse theme here. He did gamble. I've always thought about horses and never acted on it. Okay, thank you. So it's two things. Here's the thing too. I want to go back to you. I just keep being drawn back to you. I don't know if you've been going through some things where you doubt yourself, but when I do readings for people like you, if I were around you, I would be like, Tay, that statement that you had, that was intuitive. Or I would be, yes, I just would be. You have a lot of gifts that I feel like you haven't discovered yet, for either self-doubt or, yes, you might be like this. I'm like this too, that you showed me. I'm very logical. My background is I'm a psychology major, so I actually have a 4-year degree in psychology. So to do this, I kept talking myself out of it because I'm more logical than I was intuitive, but soon I had to start listening to the intuition. Are you rather logical? And it's okay if you are, because that's like, you're the responsible one, the task oriented, you get things done. But sooner or later, what happens is we get to a certain age where our spirit's like, I just want to learn more about horses. I just want to be around horses. And logically, you're like, well, that doesn't make any sense. But if it's going to bring you joy or it's a gift, do you understand why I say that? Did you ever want to be a teacher, or are you just really good with kids? I don't know why I just keep hearing that. Who's the teacher? Or does somebody work in a school? You do understand. Okay, perfect. Somewhat. Oh, I did just have a baby. That's what I was like. I just keep seeing kids around you. So kids. Okay, so child, you just had a baby. Okay, that would be their way of coming through too. And can I ask you, you have an aunt, you said a great aunt that passed away. Did she have long hair or something, or was she sassy? Because I'm trying to give you this reading, and all of a sudden I feel like I have an attitude, and I feel like I'm flipping my hair. I don't know. So to me, it's either she had long hair and she flipped it a lot, or she was sassy, feisty. And is there somebody's birthday in April? Because I'm being drawn to the month of April too, being someone's day of passing or birthday. Is there a Alberta? What's that? That's Alberta, Texas, right? Is there an Alberta or like a Bertha? Like earlier, this reminds me of autumn when I was telling my client I see autumn, and I thought it was like somebody's name they were trying to show me. And she's like, well, I lived on Autumn Street. There's like Alberta or Albert or Bertha. I'm just trying to break down the name. Here or crossed. That's okay. I'll put it to the side. It can be somebody's name Bert too, or someone like Ernie and Bert. There's like a name like that. And it can be a name that I don't have in my vocabulary, but if it's something close to that, I know they just keep showing it to me. Bert, the Bert part is right. B-E-R. I may not have the name in my vocabulary. This is first name, middle name, or last name. That's okay. And it'll be on your side, and yeah. And your partner's side, like there's all ways it comes through. So hold on one second. Okay, are you and I'm not a doctor by any means, but have you ever been anemic? I just kept hearing low on iron. So this would be somebody who bruises easily? Yes. Okay, then remember I told you how this worked before? So in my last reading, I heard Autumn, and she's like, no, I don't know where that comes from. And then they showed me a baby going in through the dog door, but the dog wouldn't do it. And I kept seeing that. And they're like, yeah, that part happened. And I said, then the Autumn name is there too. So for you, and it's sometimes, and you're doing great, sweetheart. It's just sometimes we don't know, or we're like, I'm not expecting them to come through. I didn't know them. It doesn't matter. It's just like, it will still, it's coming through for a reason. So I always say, just write it down. Might be my misunderstanding of what they're trying to say to me, unless there's an Alberta, Texas connection, or Texas, or Bertha. That's okay. And it can be like birth, like you just had a baby, but I would think that they would show me that in a different way. And I think you had mentioned that you had a baby before that name came up. But anyway, that's okay. Did you name your baby after someone who's crossed over? Okay, my grandpa had a son, I want to say never met, and he would be my uncle. Okay. That's okay. Like I said, if we have to strain our minds to figure it out too much, it should come through effortless. It should come through effortless. Okay? Did your grandfather or your grandmother always take you for like ice cream or sundaes or something like that? I honestly just saw a banana split. Like, what are you showing me? And when they do this, then all of a sudden I start feeling like I want to have yeah, like it reminds me. Yes. Okay. See, this is good. Okay. Was your aunt sassy? The great aunt? I just feel like I'm flipping my hair back and forth every time she comes through. And I'm 5'7", so I don't know if she was small and mighty, if they would call her the Energizer Bunny. But I just keep seeing somebody who's like a force to reckon with, is how I would feel how she comes through. Hold on. Yes, okay. She's a fireball, like a pistol. Do you know what I mean? So when you need stuff done and it's like not moving, or it's staticky, or you're just like, what is taking so long? Sometimes you gotta trust the timing, but if you've done everything in your power and you still want it to go, I would call upon her. I really would. There's somebody also with a long E in their name, like it would be like Mary, or it starts with an E, like Eleanor. I'm putting too much into it because of the Alberta name before. Is there an EL name, like Eleanor? I never think of Elaine because that's my mom's name, but there's an EL name. Who's that to you? Who's the Elizabeth? My aunt was Elizabeth, yes. But so is your grandmother. Okay. Alberta, Elizabeth. Nope, I think those are two different things. That's okay. But I love how the name's coming through, so thank you. Thank you with that. Hold on one second. Was there a thing where you would always do Sunday dinners at someone's house? Because they're showing me an example of, like, I have friends who are Italian, and every Sunday they have spaghetti dinner together. So did you guys have a house where it was like every Sunday or every whatever we go to this person's house? It makes me feel like a ritual. Yes, okay, that's it. I love how they're just showing me that. Yeah. Do you have your grandmother's? Do you have somebody's earrings? I keep wanting to go like this. I don't know why. Are you pulling on your ears? I'm like trying to do this reading for you, and I feel like Carol Burnett used to go like this when she would get a signal. I don't know why. Did someone pull on ears? Did someone have big ears? Do you have somebody's earrings? I don't know why I'm doing this. I want to stop doing that. So I want to figure out where the piece to that puzzle goes. Yes, earrings. Okay, thank you. And whose are those that you have? Thank you, because now I can stop pulling on my earrings. My ears. I don't have earrings on. Linda's so sweet on here. She was like, I was going to give you some jewelry. I was like, I don't actually wear jewelry, because when I do readings, everything feels so tight. Your aunt. Okay, perfect. That's the way she comes through. And with the sassiness. Do you know what I mean? There's something about you wanting to do right by them. Were you her godchild or something like that? There's something very special about you, like where you're, how do you want me to put that? Like you're her godchild, she's your godmother or something like that. The connection between you guys, for her being your aunt, feels like so motherly. Oh, okay, she really helped raise you. That's why. I was like, for an aunt, she feels more like a mother. She helped raise you. That's why. Yep. And I get so emotional when she comes through, because do you know what she just said? It was a complete privilege doing that. It was such a privilege to do that for you. And who likes black licorice? I'm trying to give you this reading. There's another herb that tastes like black licorice, but I swear I'm tasting, it feels like I just chewed your dad, okay? This is how they're coming through. Like obsessed with it. Not everybody like it's like, ew. I actually like black licorice, so I don't mind that. Yeah. If you ever feel like, oh my gosh, she raised me, she helped me with all of this stuff, there wasn't anything that she wouldn't do for you, you just know she just makes me so emotional when she comes forward and tells me to tell you it was never a burden. It was never a burden. It was a complete honor to do that for you. And she said, still, there might be some residue of saying like, you don't want to ask for help because you don't want to be a burden. She said, honey, you're not a burden. You get to ask for help. Do you understand why she's talking about that? And look for her birthday or your birthday on things. Yes. Because I just looked up and I saw 417. And she had me look right when, and that's my birthday. And I see my mom's day of passing all the time, which is 808. So if you see your birthday or her day of passing, that's her way of waving to you, whether you pick up the phone and you see it, like my dad passed on 12/12. You always see those numbers. And that's the way that she's saying she's watching over you. So you have grandpa, they're saying the good grandpa and the bad grandpa. So you have those over there, and then you also have your aunt. Your aunt to me makes me feel like she's your number one guide, because there's a reason that you guys were so connected here, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I know. Neither of them were bad. It's just the way that they're joking around and saying that, so they're not bad grandpas. You're right. There was not one that was bad. But there was one that you were more closer to. Yeah. I don't know if one of them was tall and skinny or one of them was short and chubby, but they just showed me Laurel and Hardy. So I don't know if that was their relationship together, or one was actually taller and skinny and one was short and kind of chubby. But Laurel and Hardy were like that. It's like old comedians back in the day. Yeah. They won't stop talking about the horses, honey. Short and one tall. Yep, that's how I saw them. That's so funny. I just keep seeing the horse. Did no one make you a rocking horse for your baby? This is a good message, but it's driving me nuts that it's coming through so clear and that it doesn't belong anywhere. So this is like someone had a rocking horse when they were little. Someone made you a rocking horse for your baby, or someone... If this is you and you've been thinking about horses, and I'm seeing it this strong in your reading, sweetheart, there's a reason. Oh, a rocking chair was made. Okay, perfect. So if the rocking chair was made and you've been drawn to working with horses or being around horses and you don't know why, I'm telling you, you have a gift. There's a calling. I don't even know what to say. So take your time. You've been through a lot. You're taking care of your baby right now. You absolutely always care about everybody else and put everybody else first. You so remind me of a mini me version of your aunt. That's so sweet. And yes. Do you have a wall or something with all the pictures from your ancestors or something like that? You know how they'll put up an ofrenda? I feel like I'm somewhere and I see all my relatives' pictures up. And this is the third time I saw that. So I don't know if they're actually on a wall or you're just doing something collecting all of their pictures, but I can see that. Feels like everybody who's passed, actually. And with your aunt, did she pass away of cancer? Can I ask you? When their body is in pain everywhere, it usually means, that usually means cancer. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. And yes, I understand. She says that you worry or you're concerned about everybody and you always want to know if she's at peace. And then you want to know if she's proud of you. And if she sees what's going on, she does. She sees you, sweetheart. She sees you. And with your baby, is it a boy? I don't know why I keep seeing blue. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that she wants me to tell you. You're a very good person and you deserve good things to happen for you too. And this is so crazy because before I started the reading, I was sharing my hydrangeas. I see these around you. Oh, it's a girl. Do you have these kind of flowers around you? And then when I see blue, is blue your favorite color? And these are all around the houses. Okay. Because I saw the baby and I saw blue and I was like, oh, you guys trying to show me it's a boy? But with somebody have blue as you do love blue. Okay, thank you. That's why. It's like their signature color and then the hydrangeas and you have these all around your house. Okay. And her casket was blue. Thank you. Yep. It's like a signature color. There's something there. You did everything right as far as honoring her. Please don't worry about her spirit. Like if it's at peace, she is so at peace. And she's just very grateful for the time that you guys got to spend time together. She thinks you're amazing. She does say that you're not a burden to anybody. So at grocery stores, when people say, can I help you out? Let them learn how to receive. If she could give you any advice that's going to help you feel more balanced, okay? Show me anything. Come on, sweetheart. Anything else that you can show me? She just keeps drawing a heart. So I don't know. Usually when they do that, it's like that's taking me to Valentine's Day or February. But I'm asking her anything else and I just keep seeing a heart. Okay. Auntie, you've come through so clear, and Grandpa too. Thank you guys. She needs your help. You have a heart tattoo. That's why. If that's in her name or to honor her, thank you. Because I was like, yeah. She just kept showing it to me. Oh my goodness. Yay. Let me see if there's anything else. I am pulling back a little bit, but please know one of the things that she just keeps saying is there's this scene from the movie Sixth Sense. And the little boy says, Grandma says that you came to her gravesite the other day and you asked a question. She said, every day. And the mom starts crying, and she says, the little boy goes, what did you ask her? And she goes, I asked her if I make her proud. And I keep hearing that with you. And the answer is every day. Every day. Oh my goodness. Yeah. You are the kind of person that your pain will be a gain, and your mess will be a message. You're welcome, sweetheart. She loves you so much. And so you got a tattoo, and so if you see things in shape of hearts, that's also her way of coming through, saying that she's watching over you. But I do see a lot of angelic numbers around you, like 444, which means buckle up your seatbelt. You're about to go through a major life change. Thank you, Tay. Thank you for allowing me to give you this reading today. Auntie, thank you for coming through so clear. So this is so funny. For some reason, I wanted to bring this up. One time I was giving this lady a reading, and they were, their family was from Mexico. And I was giving their sister a reading. I was giving them a reading. They unfortunately had lost their sister. And her sister was flipping her hair. This reminds me of your aunt a little bit, because that's the flipping of the hair. And she had long nails. I was like, so I have long nails and I'm flipping my hair. And in the reading, she goes, you guys couldn't find a Mexican medium. You had to get a white one. And they're like, she had this thing about white people. Like, she just did not trust white people. And I could hear it in the reading, and they all started laughing so hard. And they're like, how embarrassing. They're like, no, she would say that. And I go, well, she's still saying that. But she was totally okay with me giving the reading. But out of all my readings I've ever done, I thought that was just the funniest. I was like, did she not like white people or something? And they're like, no, she didn't. I was like, she's all right with me now. But that was like the flipping of the hair and the long nails. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. Oh my goodness, I didn't think I was going to cry, but that's what happens in readings is I open up my heart chakra, and I can feel their energy and their love for you. And my job as a medium is to let you guys know I'm channeling their love for you and your love for them. Once I remove myself from the situation, that love is ever flowing. There's always showing you signs, whether it's your birthday, the day that they passed, songs. Like there's one reading that a couple readings where I did where the song Que Sera, Sera came in. And so that was something that she's like, we actually have that tattooed. That's from my grandmother. She sang that all the time. So I never know why they come in with the messages that they come in with, but I know that they are showing me their personality, and I know that they're talking about things that there's no way I would know those things, and they're very specific. So I always ask them for evidence so that you guys know that their spirit is very much still alive, sending you signs every day. So thank you guys here right now. Oh my goodness. Cheers to everybody. I'm just taking a break to see if you guys have any questions. We're drinking our water, and we're drinking our Dutch Bros today. I want to thank Caitlin for getting that for me. Kelly, hi. How was your birthday, sunshine? How was your birthday? And are there signs that you guys see? I'm always curious, like, to know signs. I was just talking to somebody the other day and giving her a reading, and I said, your mom shows me feathers in the car. Hi, Sarah Desiree. We've got a movie star in the house. Hi, Tyler C. Hi, Elena. And Kim, if you need to get going, you've been moderating for a very long time. I might pull some cards for people here. But if you need to go, I understand. My mom keeps feathers in her car. And Cheryl, you get? Yes, I got excited and forgot all of what you said. That's okay. Hopefully this recorded, and I can put it over on my YouTube channel for you. And if you don't know where that is, you can always double click there, and it will take you to my YouTube channel. Julie, do you know if there's a significance finding of a dead bird on a sidewalk? You're welcome, Jen. The thing I always say is whatever you see during that sign, that's what that sign is to you. So to me, when it can mean so many things, but if you've just dealt with, I was talking earlier about this Mercury retrograde energy, and you had to say goodbye to a lot of things, or you're saying goodbye to a lot of people and mourning them. There's something going on with this spiritual bypassing where people are like, well, they weren't part of your journey and you just have to move on. But I think that we're trying to do like easy bake oven style of healing. And you know what, you guys, it hurts. It hurts when we have to, oh, thank you, Trisha. It hurts when we have to say goodbye to family members. So if you the energy's been tough, no joke. If you had to say goodbye to people and you're holding in your emotion for that, or you're trying to be tough, allow yourself to cry. We may be spiritually understanding a lesson, but we get to cry and mourn. We get to be angry. Do you understand? Especially with the full moon coming, there's so many emotions going on right now, and this is all leading us to a good place. But a lot of us are the first to maybe be intuitive in our families, or there's a lot of firsts is what I'm seeing. You're welcome. So if there's something that you were mourning, allow yourself to cry and to be mad. Don't let people tell you like, well, you should be done. You should be over that already. Do you know what I mean? I had someone say the other day, a family member, my mom passed away 17 years ago, and sometimes it hits me on August 8th, and sometimes I'm fine. And this time I just really got emotional. I don't know why. And she's like, you realize that was 17 years ago, right? I'm like, yeah, she's my mom too. I was there when she passed away. It's just, if we're going through some things and we're missing somebody, nobody gets to say like, that should be over now. The journey of grief is very personal. And right when you think you're done with something, it can hit you. And that's okay. That's okay. It's okay to understand things spiritually. Right. Time doesn't mean anything. If you're going through a rough patch and you miss them, you miss them. I had to pull myself away from family, felt drained. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That is exactly what I'm saying. And I get it. I understand it on a spiritual level. We can be mad. And yeah, that energy, Kelly, oh my gosh, was no freaking joke. Just exhausted from whatever it was with Mercury retrograde. I don't understand the whole thing. I tried my regiment though, was like going on a walk, seeing a good movie, watching Disney, get your green drink. I was like trying everything, ground myself, take my shoes off, go on the grass, and I still was like, I'm just gonna go in my room and go to bed. That's all I had the energy to do. And now I feel great. Took me 19 years to let go of the sadness. Yes, when her father passed. I'm so sorry, Roxy. Whew. And we all mourn differently at our own time. It's so personal. It's like no one gets to tell you how to mourn or when you're done. Do you believe spirits visit us through birds? I believe spirits visit through us through any channel that they can get in to help us. I only believe in good spirits. I don't believe in negative spirits, but I always teach and stay in the light so I don't ever have to worry about the dark. I don't channel the dark energy. I don't channel under the influence. I channel like how I would driving a car. Now, some people use alternative things to meditate. I'm totally fine with them doing that. I just have seen, I've been doing this for 20 years, you guys. So I've seen a lot of people say, well, I'm fine. I do this before my reading, or I drink a little bit before my reading because it helps me be clear. And those people are no longer doing readings. I'm not going to get into why, but you have to keep your energy clear. You're responsible for giving someone else a reading. So I don't know why I'm bringing that up, but I do not do readings under the influence. And do spirits visit us through birds? They do visit us through nature, and they also visit us through our thoughts. So we'll randomly be having a memory of them. We haven't thought about that in a long time. They come through sometimes in dreams. Sometimes we dream about them and it's just a dream. And you know the difference between a visit in your dream and a message is that when we just have a dream about them, we get up and we brush our teeth and we forget about the dream. But a visit is something that you remember even well after you've had the visit or them in your dream state, if that makes any sense. And if you like kind of what we're talking about, then you definitely want to join us for our September 24th event. I'm going to be teaching as much as I know about how I channel and how your loved ones talk with you. And then I'm going to be doing random readings for attendees as well. And if you're wondering where that is, you can double click here, right there, where you see Julie, the icon for Julie, and it will take you to the event we're having. I was thinking of someone who passed and immediately visited by a cardinal and a hummingbird, and it was beautiful. Yes, I love that. And this is a thing that I'm finding is like, when people say like, oh, that can't be a sign from them, or that's not a sign, don't let a medium tell you what a sign is from them if it's not connecting with you. Do you know what I mean? You're like, that doesn't feel right. And then listen with you. It's personal. You're the one who's going to know what a sign is, right? It was beautiful. I had one dream and visit from my dad since he's passed. Yes. And sometimes some of you may be saying, I don't see any signs for my loved one. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, or are they stuck? One, they're never stuck. Everybody crosses over into the light. They all do. No one's stuck. Don't ever let a medium tell you that. No one needs help crossing over. That's not a thing. What was I just going to say? I feel like I'm getting ready for the next reading because I'm getting fuzzy. So, but if sometimes we're mourning people so much that we're not seeing signs from them. So I did not get along with my dad very much, to give you an example. He's not a good person. My mom and she was kind of crazy too, but she was my cheerleader and always there when we needed her. I admired this woman to no end, okay? My dad came in several dreams and visits. My mom, nothing. Hi, Monica. And it drove me crazy for the longest time. So what helped me, because the people that we mourn the most, sometimes we see signs from the least. So you'll see I say this over and over again. Get yourself a journal and start writing to them like, dear mom, dear dad, dear Uncle Bob, like I'm so mad you're gone, or I didn't get a chance to say goodbye, or I'm angry, or I'm happy, or I'm sad. And just keep writing. Hi, little bit of sun. And try that like every day. Just try it for like 30 or 40 days until you develop a new pattern, and then you will start to feel the closeness. You'll start to feel them around you, okay? Now, someone signed up for a reading, but I was chatting so much, I didn't get a chance to see who it was. So if you paid for a reading, please let me know. And sorry, I've been chatting. I just feel like I'm a teacher by nature too, so I want to do readings, and then I also want to, okay, Trish, perfect. Trish. So if you're interested in what I'm talking about and more, I am going to be having a wonderful event on September 24th. You can double click right there and it will take you to the event. It's only $35 up until September 15th. And then after that, it will be $50. Good, Cheryl. I'm so glad. Okay, so if everybody could, okay, hold on. Signs from my sister-in-law right after she passed, but the signs have slowed down. She must be busy. Yeah. Sometimes they just come to us, Tyler, to comfort us as well. So that's one of the things to know. It's their job to show us that they're around us and to get us moving on our spiritual path. So if I love giving readings, but I do have a client who's so obsessed with getting readings from other people. And I think there's a certain part of it where it's like good to get the messages and connect. We all need that. It's like our GPS. And then the independence of, well, now you've heard the signs and you've heard the messages from them. And now it's like time to get busy on moving forward with your life purpose. And so if you need to be writing a book, then write a book. And the more we do that, the more they step up and then they help us with the next message. It's kind of like a video game. We've gotten to a certain level and now they're just waiting. Like, are you following the guidance I gave? Because the same messages is going to keep coming. Going to bed now. Good night, Cheryl. Sweet dreams. Sweet dreams. Thank you for coming. So thank you guys for being here. If you could hold your comments, I'm going to start doing Trisha's reading. I really appreciate you guys. What a beautiful group. Every time we do this, Kim and I get off here and we're like, this is an amazing group. We just appreciate all of you. Good night, Cheryl. Okay. So Trish, are you here? Thank you. Good night, Kelly. And I have to pretend like I don't know you of what's going on. Okay. Is the first person you want to hear from Mom? Because she comes through first. Your mom. Yes. Okay. Because at this time, if you're like, all the things that you've been going through, if you're like, God, I just wish my mom was here. I would just wish she would give me some advice. I don't know what to do. And I never use this term when someone says this was a doozy, but you're having a doozy of a time, meaning like right when you, whenever I do a reading for somebody like you and they show me this, it's like a challenge happened and then it was quiet and you were able to fix things up. And then another challenge happened and then it was quiet, you were able to fix things up. And that saying, when it rains, it pours. Does that make sense to you when I say that? So whenever anybody's going through this, I always say, it's just clearing. You're just going through some clearing. She just keeps talking about that. I know before you said, I've got to start walking again. One of the things that if a spirit comes through and tells you to walk, yes, I understand. And if you've been nervous or you've had anxiety or pent-up energy, that's why they're encouraging you to walk. Many of us will say like, well, I don't want to do that because I don't know how like walking is going to change my situation. But what it is just one more tool to help you kind of stay calm and help you de-stress. And I don't know if you have an outlet to help you de-stress, and that's why she would be bringing that up. Does that make sense? So it's either walking outside or like my friend there, your mom keeps showing me, my friend just got one of those portable treadmills. I think they're like $100. I don't know how much they are, but you just have it in your house and fold it up and like put it under the bed. Any way that you can do this. Oh, I normally go on the walk. Yeah. You're having a hard time making yourself do it. Right. But this is the key when we're getting spiritual guidance. And she's saying like after you do it, you feel so good, right? But making a regiment of it, finding things to make a regiment of it, to make a pattern, it's more than just going for a walk. Do you understand? It's helping you de-stress so that you can stay proactive and not reactive. Because sometimes, I don't know why she keeps showing me this, but when we've had a lot of challenges and there's narcissistic relationships around us, and we have to keep on guard always, and so we have a hypersensitivity of not being able to relax. And when we get used to being in that reactive mode, it's really hard to transition from that to be proactive. In whatever situation that you're in right now, she keeps saying that she's helping you to go outside to calm your energy so that you can be more proactive and less reactive. And it has been very hard. That's why she's bringing this up. And you might say there's no time. She's like, you've got to make time. She keeps saying 20 minutes, 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening. Set your alarm, put things down. Literally the other day, and this is just, I just will only share in your reading what they're showing me that I've done, because this is an equivalent of what they're trying to show you. And I know we all do this. We go on TikTok and we kind of zone out. It's already 2 hours. I literally heard, by the time you're done looking at all these videos, you could have gone on a walk already. And I was like, okay, put your phone down, Jills, put your stuff in and just go. So if I don't go by 11, I don't go. So she just keeps saying that you have to make it a priority because she's trying to give you that advice. Yeah. She's trying to give you that advice to get you off of this merry-go-round. She's like, the things around you, the people around you are not going to change. So you have to change some things about yourself to help you be more proactive. She won't stop saying that over and over again. So you must be dealing with somebody who's a narcissist. So look up Dr. Romney in Empaths and Dealing with Narcissists, because narcissists feed off your being reactive to them. It's how they stay alive. It's how they're fed off of it. And right when you think you have a narcissist figured out, they pull up a bomb and they pull something else in. So she's trying to help you stay more proactive to that. She's also saying that, I don't know if you've been looking up different ways to eat healthy, but I just feel like I keep hearing an herb garden. Is that making any sense to you when I say that? It's okay. If you're not eating well, or you don't, I don't know how to put that. Well, she's showing me HelloFresh. So that's like a food service that you get sent to your house. She keeps bringing up food, so I don't know. Yeah, okay, yes, okay. So sometimes when people are going through things with a narcissist, we either emotionally eat, which is fine, or we don't eat at all because our stomach's so nervous. But she keeps showing me things that are going to help you. See, now she's bringing up a calming tea. So it's almost like, yes, it's almost like she knows that you're caught in the fight or flight phase of your life. This isn't just a theme. It's not going to be there forever. Yes. So that's why she keeps talking about that. And she seems to be giving me, it's almost like how she would describe it. Was your mom very organized or something? She keeps opening up a box and she's like, yes, that's what she's talking about. Okay. So if we're eating a certain way, or we're drinking too much caffeine, and we're not going on walks, when we're stressed out, we're going to be more reactive. She just keeps talking about that. So find ways to like meditate. I don't know if you know anybody that can attune you to Reiki, but like giving ourselves Reiki treatments, that helps too. Taking your shoes off, putting your feet in the grass, that helps as well. But something that happens when we're going through fight or flight mode is that a lot of us tend to stay home and not want to go outside. We get this like, we're too tired to try new things. And she doesn't want you to get, she keeps saying sedentary. Yes, she's trying to help you transition from being a worrier to a warrior, because there's been a lot over the years and you've been missing her guidance. That's how she's coming through this way, to say like there's certain teas that are very calming, or there's taking a bath, or there's meditation, or there's yoga. There's gentle things that you can be doing that you might not think, you might think, well, that's not going to help. But try to do it as a regiment, because doing it as a regiment is going to help. Yes, it's like, yes, and I don't know if you don't sleep well, but she's like, it's like taking, herbal tea before you go to bed, or taking magnesium. They have that magnesium called Calm. No, you have not been sleeping well. That's why she's saying this. It's almost, I swear to God, you know how you don't sleep? Okay, that's it too. So you know how, yes, how people have a first aid kit and they're like, oh, you cut your arm, pull this out. This is what your mom's helping you put together, is a first aid kit. She keeps saying, if you're waiting for your situation to change, it's not going to change for a while, unfortunately. And I'm so sorry you're going through this, because I know how draining a narcissist can be. And it's the ultimate training in upping your self-care, because they will try to come any way that they can at you. So you can't change them. The only thing you can do is change your reaction to them. And then even then they start to, so you really have to be upping your self-care so that you're in more control of this, because they don't control this. They think they do, and they can have an effect on you, but the more you up your self-care and do things for you, like the eating well and sleeping well and going on a walk, these are all every time she talks about those in yoga, those are stress reducers. So she's trying to help you get out of this fight or flight mode. And sometimes we're in it so much that we don't even know that we're in it. And the tools that you used at the time to help you survive then, you needed. But it's those there are some patterns that are not working for you anymore. And it's time to let go of those and replace those. So even something so small as just going, that's it. Starting tomorrow by 11 o'clock, I'm going to go on a 10-minute walk. And she's like, that's something that you can do. And she keeps saying what this does, Tricia, is it helps you show the universe that you're showing up for yourself. And when we start doing actions where we're showing up for ourselves, that ripples into telling the universe, I am ready to receive. I am ready to start putting myself first. I am ready to give myself love. And love is the answer to everything. Love and supporting ourselves, that's how everything else starts to come to fruition for us. And I don't know if I'm trying to give you this reading. Hold on one second. I was going to let you ask a question. If you like cherries, or why I keep seeing, I'm tasting black cherries. Does someone like black cherries or black cherries? Yes, it makes sense. I put my dad and kids first. Yeah. Does someone like, I tasted black cherries, and then show me again the thing that you guys just said. Does someone like grilled cheese sandwiches? Samantha, is that your daughter? Yeah. The black cherries, I just keep seeing this. Oh my God, Trader Joe's has the best frozen cherries. I'm not even kidding. I feel like I'm eating a grilled cheese sandwich. I just made Dad one just now. Okay. So sometimes they'll give me a list of things and it's like, oh, this doesn't feel like much of a reading. Why are they telling me to have self-care? Because your mom knows. She's like, this isn't just to tell you to have self-care. These are the tools that you're going to need. It's almost like the equivalent would be like, you're building a house, but you don't have the saw, and you keep saying, what am I doing wrong? And she's like, because you're not using these other tools. These are tools, much needed tools to change the trajectory of your life. And some of us feel like, well, I have to do all or nothing. I have to do all that or nothing. It's not true. You just have to do a little bit. I promise you, Trish, it's just going to take a little change. It's just going to take little efforts of changing little things. It's not any big thing. That's what your mom keeps saying. You might be saying, well, I have to do that and I have to do it all the time. You don't. A 10-minute walk Monday, Wednesday, Friday, taking your shoes off on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the evenings, and sipping herbal tea and putting your feet on the grass, that's something small. It's a lot of small things that are going to help you change into this new energy. Does that make sense to you when I say that? And Mom loved chocolate covered cherries too. That's why. Yep. Those are my favorite too. Although my son makes really good chocolate covered strawberries. Yeah. You've got this. It's not easy what you're going to go through. I always say you've gone through a divorce with a narcissist. You know what's harder than being married to a narcissist is divorcing one. I would not have been able to be where I am right now if I didn't have my friends and my family and a counselor and help me understand what gaslighting was and narcissistic energy. It's like fighting a war. And the only way I got to make it to where I am with all my strength and my joy in bringing all that back to me was not reacting to him. Has a lot. He's playing with your kids against you. So the only thing you can do right now is to be consistent with yourself, see a counselor, set goals for yourself, up your self-care. Whenever we're being attacked emotionally from family members and or friends, coworkers, whatever, we have to up our self-care. It's almost like, if you can't see it energetically, but it would be like you up your energy, so you're going to be on the 4th or 5th floor and he's on the 1st floor, so you'll know that he's your downstairs neighbor, but it won't like affect you as much if you guys lived on the same floor. Does my mom have anything to say about my dad? Can I ask about that? Stressful. That's what she just put, stressful. So I just know from Kim, so I have to pretend like I don't know you, but I just feel like you guys caught it in time. You caught it in time. That's how she says. And I don't know, do you live with your dad? Because one of the things that she just said is, I don't see anything happening soon with your dad, but she does say that there are this cause. How do you want to say that? Sometimes they'll have things happen, so it's like, oh, that's like a forewarning to make sure that all of your ducks are in a row. I don't know if that's making any sense. And does he have a racing heart? I just felt like someone who had a heart murmur. So if you live with him and you guys have been saying like he needs to have a trust, or my name needs to be on the deed to the house, make sure, oh, he has heart issues and they had a bypass. Okay, lots of stents. That's what I just felt like. All of a sudden I felt flutter right here. Okay, say the thing that you were just going to say about make sure his ducks are in a row. Like I said, this doesn't mean he's going to pass away anytime soon. It just means while you have him now, make sure all the papers, make sure the deeds to just make sure all the papers are taken care of. I don't know if this is making any sense to you, but these are the kind of issues she's saying. Like, you might think, oh, well, there's more time later to do that. She's saying, like, do that now. It's his breathing and they can't figure it out. Have they done not just a CT scan of his head, but have they rechecked the stents in his heart? I'm not sure. I'm just going to go back to look up the, she shows me the movie Beaches. That lady had a virus in her heart or something. They did an EKG and they did a stress, lots of labs. Okay. I can't see it. I'm sorry. I just felt like I almost want them to replace one of the stents in his heart. Like, if it, can he go see it? Can he get a second opinion? Can he go to a heart specialist? Because did he just go to an emergency room or something? It makes me feel like, hello, this one's been in there 7 years past when it's supposed to be. I don't know why I keep seeing that. I can almost feel it, so it's hurting, so it has to be heart related. I feel like they are looking at the wrong thing. Yeah. Or if they're not being thorough enough, it's like something like, well, he has valves in there. It's like, yeah, but are they all working? Is one collapsing? Is one infected? Do you know what I don't feel like infection. I just like one of them's old. It should have been changed out already. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that happens, but that's the way it's making me feel. It's like one of them is like not working to full capacity, because now as I'm giving the reading to you, I feel lightheaded, almost like dizzy. So I feel like there's lack of oxygen coming somewhere. Maybe they're looking for new rather than old. Oh, that's how he feels. Yeah, I feel like they've got, what is the thing when they do, they had the balloon put in a year ago and they keep asking if it deflated. So your intuition is right. That's what I would feel. Not for something new, but something old not working as good as they thought it would. He needs fresh eyes. Wherever you're taking him, I feel like this is something where it's like, this is like cardiologist 101. I would take him to, I would say I want a second opinion. Yeah, I want a heart specialist because I keep hearing neuro, so I think they were focused more on brain than they were heart, because they're like, well, he already had that and it was just a year ago. But I would like him to see a heart specialist. Do you guys love blueberries? Is someone... I'm trying to do this reading for you, and all of a sudden I was like, a blueberry scone. I feel like I'm eating a blueberry scone, or someone loves blueberries. Dad does. Yep. That's so funny. So this is what will happen. They'll show me something ambiguous that we don't know, and then they'll show me something that seems kind of insignificant but is a fact, and that's to anchor the other idea of there's something like that. It needs to be re-looked at. Because even after that, if they put the balloon in and it was a year ago and he still never felt as good, he was always waiting, then they didn't do it right. But doctors, one thing I know about this with my mom who had a malpractice suit, I won't go into that, doctors will have each other's backs. So you got to go like out of their system and go to someone else, because they'll be like, oh, well, here's his record and that's what they said. We want it rechecked. Do you know what I mean? We want it rechecked because something's not right. If that were the case, if he was doing better, then he wouldn't be breathing like this. So we want it checked. He's got the insurance. Let's just go. Do you know what I mean? Is he a vet? This is so crazy. So I just saw a vet hospital, like for, yeah, not a vet. Okay. That's crazy. I don't know if there's a vet hospital around you, or why I just saw that. Your dad is a vet? Oh, your dad. Okay. That's why. So, second opinion. If they're not going to take the time to find out what this is, then, and they're not looking. This is like cardiologist 101. That's where it is. Whatever they did before, it's not working right. Yeah. Don't take him back to the same place. They're not being thorough. You just, sometimes, unfortunately, you have to put you have to just speak up and say, this is what we're thinking, and we need you to go in there because we don't think it's not functioning right. There's something not right. I keep hearing that when you guys did that, he never did feel 100% after that. So it couldn't have been done right. But doctors will get each other's back. So you got to take him out of that system to something else. Sometimes, I know this sounds weird, but sometimes nurse practitioners, the nurses, do a better job than the doctors. Do you know? Yeah. Yep. And Kelly says amen. Mm-hmm. Something's not right. Because I was like, I haven't had heart murmurs since I was like in middle school. And if you're just being muted, sorry, you're only muted for 5 seconds. I am giving Trish a reading, but Kim and Trish are sisters, so that's why it's going back. I went back and forth, though. Kim between cancer in his heart. No. Okay, the way that I felt it immediately when you started asking about your dad is I felt dizzy, and I felt like one of the stents or one of the valves to his heart is not working right. He's not getting enough oxygen. That's how it felt to me. And I haven't had problems with my heart murmur since it's been years, and it went like that. So it's heart. And see, you guys were right. It was your first hit anyway. And sometimes we are so gaslit by doctors. Do you know what I mean? I had 4 dislocated ribs at one time. My back was spasming, and they're like, no, you're fine. There's nothing showing up. And took 8 chiropractors for one to say, oh my God, you have 4 dislocated ribs. I'd been doing like Power 90 and like really physical and lifting heavy weights, and they all popped. And he put him back in. But so you have to advocate for yourself. You're going to know. So it was your first hit in the beginning, but then they tell you no. So this is the thing, Trish. When you're going through something in life, they'll show you lessons outside of it. So when you know what you know and someone tells you, no, that's not it, that's what gaslighting from a narcissist is. So it's interesting to me that I saw that in your background, and then your mom is giving you tools to help you stay steadfast so you can go back to what your first hit is. And now you're dealing with that with your dad because that was your first hit. And they're like, no, it's not that. And you're like, I thought it was. And your dad's, if it wasn't that, everything that they did, your dad would start feeling better. And if he's not, they don't have it right. Thank you, Renee. I may message you on how I'm going live tomorrow, sweetheart, because I don't know if I have enough energy to do another reading right now, but I will message you on the form of through Venmo. Okay, sunshine, thank you. He cut passing. Oh, sorry, I don't know what that means. I just know that they're saying get a second opinion. I would not take him. Thanks, Jan. He kept passing all of his heart tests. He may be passing them because he's laying there. But if he's walking, no. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. But you felt it. My heart fluttered like crazy. Something's not right. It's kind of reminds me of like, I used to take my car in and I'd be like, it's making a noise. And they're like, no, it's fine. And then I would drive off and my car wouldn't be working right. And I was like, I think, how did I tell them? They were like, oh, you just need a new gas cover. And I was like, no, it's doing this. And it ended up like 2 spark plugs were going out. But when they checked him, they said it was fine. So something's not right. They need to do something where he's like walking around. Or did they not even give him a heart monitor? What's going on with them? Did they not even send him home with a heart monitor? Because that's what he needs. He needs one hooked up that's checking like when he's getting up and when he's going down, because something that will register. Because if they didn't do that, no, they did an ultrasound. I understand, but did they send him home with a heart monitor? They do have one. Okay. They need to be looking at that. See? They did not do that. I'm telling you, they're not thorough. Are you kidding me? I'm so glad you're getting this reading. He needs a heart monitor. Because it's one thing to do a test when you're laying down. It's another thing to have it when you're getting up and when you're walking around. It will show the inconsistency. And they need to get it now. What a bunch of jerks. I'm sorry. Because there's no other way to put this than these are people who are just not doing their job. Are they tired or something? Are they understaffed? No. None of that. This is crazy that they didn't send him home with a heart monitor. I know what you're saying. My dad on the other side is a vet, had a heart attack for the monitor for the same reason. That's why your dad that's a vet is coming through. So I understand everything that you're saying, but I have to not look at what the doctor's saying because I feel like I'm being gaslit, not by your comments, but I'm telling you, he needs a heart monitor. There's no other way to say this. And they need to see the record of what's going on so that they can look in there and get more thorough. I hope this helps, sweetie. I'm going to pull back my energy because when I scan somebody to figure out what's going on with their health, I start to get dizzy, and I'm happy to do it. But I've got to pull back the energy so I can stop feeling this way, okay? You're welcome. So I'm going to go ahead and stomp my feet and pull it back. That's what he needs. He needs that. But you're welcome, Kim. You're welcome, Trish. Let me add, though, there will be themes, and this is for you or anybody watching now or later. Hey, Jen, is when, and it's fine for everybody to chat because I'm done with the reading, but just in general, if we go through a theme of I know something and people are gaslighting me, it's you're being, I don't like the word tested. You're going through a theme in your life where it's like that issue is coming up because they want you to know you knew that all along, whether it's a doctor, friend, or anybody, and you know what you know. This is like when when Caitlin, when she was little, she's like 28 now. When she was little, I was like, she has an ear infection. She kept pulling on her ears. She has an ear infection. Doctor's like, no. I took her in. They're like, no, there's not an ear infection. I was like, yes, she does. And 24 hours later, I take my little baby girl into the doctor's again. And they're like, oh, you're here again? It wasn't an ear infection. I go, look. And they're like, she has a double ear infection. I was like, right. I know. So sometimes we know what we know. And when it comes to medical, I'm so sorry you're going through this, but don't think just because they're a professional that they know more than you. Hi, Tarina. You're blessed. Thank you. I know what I know. It'll be close to that. I always say it may not be exact, but if they're showing me that, then it's close to this. I always say, look at this. So an example is like, I had a friend and her mom was having massive headaches. And this like literally saved her life. So she always goes, Julie, your reading saved my mom's life. So it's from them and I'm so glad. And that's what this gift does. So I'm so happy. But she was like, my mom keeps having headaches. She keeps having headaches. I don't know what to do. And I was like, has she checked the carbon monoxide detector in her house? She's like, yeah, it's working. The landlord came in, like everything's fine. I was like, no, it's carbon monoxide poisoning. She's like, no, my mom says it's fine. And I was like, can you call 911 and have whoever comes out, the fire department or something, check with their system? Because I'm doing your mom's reading and I can taste it. I have never had carbon monoxide poisoning, but I could taste it. She calls 911. They come over, beep, all over. Her mom had been suffering from carbon monoxide poisoning and the little detector was not working in her house. She's like, Julie, you saved my mom's life, because they were saying it was so strong. A couple more days staying there, her mom wouldn't have made it. So I know what I know, whether medical profession or a landlord or a system is saying that it's working. Caitlin says, oh my God, my dad just died from that on the 4th. I'm so sorry, honey. I'm so sorry. And then it happened to my friend Marissa, where she was having headaches and she thought it was from stress. And I said, I'm telling you, I just gave a reading 2 months ago to this lady and it was carbon monoxide. And she's like, no, because it's, again, the landlord came over and I've got the little detector and I go, call 911. And she did, and it was carbon monoxide poisoning. I'm telling you. So I may not always be right, but I'll be like close to something. And if I hear it and and I'm sorry, Kim and Trish, if I seem like I was getting so mad. I'm not mad at you guys. I'm very frustrated with our medical profession. And I know that a lot of them are tired or exhausted. And I get that, but it's like, it's their job. Do you know what I mean? And it's irresponsible of them to send your dad home without a heart monitor. That's ridiculous. It would have cost them nothing. It's so weird, right? This is my pet peeve. It's like, well, if it's not covered by insurance and you didn't ask for it, it's like, dude, you're the doctor. Do you know what I mean? You're the doctor. You should know. Thanks, Jen. I'm on a roll right now. I don't like people being gaslit by people or the medical profession. Can you tell this is a personal thing? This is triggering me. I've been gaslit. A lot of us have been gaslit for too long. It's like, no, I'm not paying attention to what you're saying. I'm paying attention to what I'm feeling. And I may not be 100%, but something's not right. So I used to tell my kids, if it smells fishy, you can wash it. It's still going to smell like fish. So a lot of us are like, oh, women are emotional, or women get too, you know what I mean? No, we're very intuitive. Are you kidding me? We carry babies, for heaven's sakes. Like, we are intuition. Too long, it's awful. Yes, too much. Too much, too much, too much. Yes, your intuition. So you're always, you guys are like, great. We always need this. Yeah, the golden light to, and those to touch. Thanks, Roxy. I appreciate you. Yeah, we know what we know. Now, I used to tell this to the people I was dating and like my kids. I would say, I'm going to ask you a question, and I already know what the answer is. And if you give me a different answer, and I know it's this answer, I'm going to ask you again. And I'm not going to ask you again because I didn't hear you the first time. I'm asking you again because I'm giving you one more chance to tell me the right answer, because I already know. If we get to 3, this sweet lady who does angel readings is going to turn to fire. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So my kids knew. I'm going to ask you, where are you going? To Ivy's house. Okay. I'm going to ask you again, where are you going? Oh, I'm going over to Jamie's. Yeah, that's what I thought. We're not doing that. We're not lying to Mom, who's a psychic, who I know things is going to drive me crazy. Yeah. So we know what we know. So stand in your power of knowing, everybody. And Kim and Trish, thank you for letting me use that as an example. Sorry, I went off on that. It is my trigger. It's my trigger as far as like, if you know something about your body, if you have to advocate for yourself or a loved one, if you know and they're not being thorough, you're the customer. You know what I mean? They should be listening to you. And if they're not listening to you, then find someone else. I went like 6 months to the emergency room. Well, I'm not even kidding you guys, like 22 times, because my back was spasming. And they're like, oh, you're in here for drugs. I'm like, do I look like I want to do drugs? Like, no, something's wrong with my back. And nobody could figure it out. Finally, my friend Tammy's like, go see my chiropractor. And he looked at my back and he goes, you poor thing. He's like, there's this thing where there was a 49er football, Steve Young, who had one dislocated rib, and it felt like there was a knife in his back. And I said, that's how it feels in my back. Like there's a knife in my back. And he goes, and that football player had one dislocated rib. You have 4. I was like, yeah, that's what I've been trying to tell everybody. Feels like my ribs are dislocated. Everybody's like, no. But it doesn't show up on a CT scan. I had to see a chiropractor. But anyway, I know about advocating for my family, my dogs, my friends, and myself now. If you know what you know, stick to it. This is the age of Aquarius. This is, our intuition is just going to get stronger and stronger. I can promise you guys that. So don't let people gaslight you. That is old energy. We just went through this Mercury retrograde clearing. We're having a full moon surprise. Wow. Okay, angels, thank you. We're having a full moon ceremony. What is it, August 30th? And this is time to release like all the second guessing of my intuition. And now I'm going to stand in the power and know that if I get a hit on something, that I'm close to something. No more saying like, oh, that's just me being emotional. See, Delilah, whenever I say messages about clearing, she coughs. She's like, you clearing your throat chakra there, Mama? Yep, clearing the throat chakra, she says. Woo! Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Oh, I don't know what I just did. I don't know where that came from. And I realized like some of you had paid for your readings. Thank you so much, Jen. And I forgot the other person's name. I will message you through your form of payment and let you know when I'm going live again. I do like to do my energies when my readings when my energy's high, and I am getting a little bit kind of sleepy and my sugar level with all that. So I want to make sure that I can give you a proper reading. So I'll message you through your form of payment. I really do appreciate you being here. Thank you guys so much. Kim, thank you for moderating today. You're absolutely amazing. If you guys like this energy and more, we do have an event. It's only $35 starting September 24th is the event. And you can double click here, and I'll basically be talking about the tools I use to read. I've been doing readings for 2 decades now, yay! And I've traveled all around the world, spending thousands of dollars to try to perfect my tool and learn from others who do this for a living. And so I'm going to be sharing all of that with you, and it's $35. It's for 2 hours. I'll be kind of talking about the tools I use and then bringing people on to give them random readings as well. It's going to be a great group, a high energy day. So yeah, it goes until, I think the tickets are on sale for $35, and then after the 15th, they go up to $50. So just so you guys know. Whew, thank you, Kim. And if you're not following Kim, our moderator, please do so. We're trying to get her to 1,000 so we can go live together. I cannot wait until that happens. Well, it's just like there will be like a party in the house. In the meantime, thank you guys for being here. Just up your self-care. That's all I can tell you guys. You might feel like you have to make a major change for something big to happen. And in people's success stories, you see that it's a lot of small changes that help them get to a big place. So if you're going through that, just be kind to yourself, and little steps are better than no steps at all. Okay? I believe in you guys. Much love to you. I'll see you guys soon. Take care, everybody. Thanks for joining.